The following is a presentation of the Watertown Baseball Association in partnership with Eero TV and KXLG Radio. This is coverage of the 2025 State A American Legion Baseball Tournament from historic Watertown Stadium on Post 17 TV. Now, let's head down to the diamond and round the bases with the KXLG pregame show on Post 17 TV.
Unmute their mic, please. Can you unmute 4, please?
As we've whittled the field down to 4. Joining me here on the KXLG pregame show here, we have Roger Merriam along with Todd Judding. And guys, we've seen some pretty good baseball over the past few days. Roger, I think everybody has to be pretty excited about how this thing has gone.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing is, if you're a Watertown fan, you wished Watertown was still in it, but it's been a really good tournament and a lot of good games, and and I don't think anybody who was going to do any betting on the game would have had much luck in getting it. Well, this is all turned out, but that's probably usually means it's been an interesting tournament.
Yeah, anything can happen when you're playing sports, and we're seeing that. Last night, it was Harrisburg against Rapid City Post 320. Both teams were undefeated going into last night. They were the 7th and 8th seeded teams. Todd, I don't think a lot of people expected that.
No question about it. And, again, you go back and look at how they came into the tournament, the record-wise, and you said they were 7 and 8, and both teams are playing good baseball right now. They're getting what they need out of all their kids and playing well. So today I don't expect anything different. So all these 4 teams that are left are playing good baseball. So it'll be good matchups.
For sure. Our first game coming up here in just a bit is a number 2 seeded Yankton team taking on number 8 seeded Rapid City Post, number 320, an elimination game. And then coming up later tonight, it's undefeated Harrisburg against Rapid City Post, number 22, the number 1 seed. I gotta think you probably can't ask for better matchups here going into the second to last day of the tournament, Roger.
No, and you and I talked today about kind of living out here for 4 days and being kind of worn out, and it seems like Yankton's maybe the team that's been out here the most. Playing their 2 extra inning games now, and I don't know what they have left for pitching, but that would be an interesting story if they made it to Saturday with what they went through. And of course, they lost right away. Who beat them?
Yankton? Yep, Yankton got beat by Harrisburg right away in game 1.
Yeah, the team in the championship. So good for them to battle back. And I think Post 320 is they were, maybe 5 outs away last night from clinching their berth to the Central Plains Regional. They played really, really well against a good Harrisburg team.
They sure did. Now let's look at this matchup here. We have Yankton against Rapid City Post number 320. How did they do in the regular season? Well, they did have a doubleheader back on June the 14th. Post 320 won the first one 4-3. Yankton won the second one 2-1. So a 1-run difference in each ball game. Todd, that gotta get you a little excited, thinking we're probably going to see more of that right now.
Well, you'd think so. And like I said, we're here on Friday, day 4. So I think some of the pitchers are probably back to being eligible again as far as pitch count stuff goes. So you're probably going to see another tight game. Unfortunately, the wind's blowing in, which kind of takes away a little bit of the excitement probably, but you still got to make plays and make things happen, and pitchers still have to throw strikes. So, by looking at those scores, you got to expect that it's going to be another close ball game.
Absolutely. And before the game, we've been having great national anthem singers the whole entire week, and we are going to have the Glacial Lakes Harmonizers coming up, a barbershop quartet. Maybe it looks like they got an extra person as well, so this should be a lot of fun coming up here in just a little bit as we continue with the No, that's not me. They tried to get me earlier, but I said a little hoarse here with all this Canadian smoke in the air, which has been a little bit thick, and I think that's one of the things why we're getting worn out, Roger.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, I didn't really notice it, and probably really took over yesterday more, but today I can just, there's just a haze and whatever you want to call it in the air, and and maybe it affects the kids. I don't know. Maybe we're just older and it's a bigger problem for us.
Well, you might be older. And in our second game coming up tonight, Harrisburg against Rapid City Post 22. Now, the interesting thing with this, guys, Harrisburg, they're already in tomorrow. They don't have any losses, so they're going to play for the title no matter what. 22 needs to beat Harrisburg. If they do, Post 320 wins, we could see that rematch. Wouldn't that be a good one?
Yeah, I was just going to say that. So we might be back to where we started game game one of the whole tournament, all of a sudden trying to play for the championship game. I had 1-8 seed, and all of a sudden here we are back to where we started day one, and chance for either of those two teams to maybe play in the state championship game against Harrisburg. But I guess Yankton's might have something to say about that yet, so we'll see how it goes.
Don't count out Yankton. It's going to be a great game coming up. Yankton against Rapid City Post, number 320. That's going to do it for the KXLG pregame show. Stick around. After the game, we'll have the KXLG postgame show before we get to game number 2. For Todd Judding and also Roger Merriam, I'm Jeremy Herbold. We'll send it back to the control room.
Good afternoon and welcome to day 4 of the 100th South Dakota State American Legion Baseball Tournament, coming to you from historic Watertown Stadium. It's been a century of competition, generations of memories, and today one more chapter will be written as 2 battle-tested teams in this tournament face elimination or in a do-or-die showdown. It's the number 2 seed Yankton Post 12 carrying a 28-11 season record, squaring off against the surging number 8 seed Rapid City Post 320 Stars, now 34-29. We're going to turn it over to Tyler Merriam, the PA announcer, who has begun starting lineups.
Number 29, Noah Wald. Batting 8th, the designated hitter, number 9, Max Schoenhard. Batting 9th, left fielder, number 10, Ethan Wilson. And the starting pitcher, number 25, Elijah Ballard. And the rest of the Rapid City Post 320 Stars with assistant coach J.T. Kostenbauer and the head coach Mike Jansen. Now let's meet the home team, Yankton Post 12. Leading off, playing third base, number 11, Sam Goki. Batting second, designated hitter, number 18, Matthew Sheldon. Batting third, first baseman, number 5, Easton Fieser. Batting cleanup, catcher, number 22, Gavin Johnson. Batting fifth, shortstop, number 2, Beck Reichen. Batting sixth, the second baseman, number 3, Owen Washam. Batting seventh, the center fielder, number 25, Tate Bestie. Batting eighth, the left fielder, number 10, Trey Sager. Batting ninth, the right fielder, number 1, Evan Sirk. The starting pitcher, number 19, Mark Cottle. And the rest of Yankton Post 12 with assistant coaches Peyton Mueller and Trey Creer and the head coach Drew Lawrence. Our umpires for today's game: behind the plate, John Whitcraft; at first base, Dustin Sperlick; and at third base, Mike Deming. At this time, we ask that you all please rise and remove your hats for the reading of the American Legion Code of Sportsmanship, to be followed by the presentation of colors and then the singing of our national anthem. We begin with the recitation of the code by a member of the South Dakota State American Legion Athletic Commission, Mr. Elton Bleemaster.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Good luck in this big baseball game, guys. Repeat after me. I will keep the rules. keep faith with my teammates, keep my temper, keep myself fed, keep a stout heart in defeat, keep my pride entering victory, keep a sound soul, a clean mind, and a healthy body.
At this time, we will have the presentation of colors to be followed by our national anthem. And a reminder to please remain standing and honor the color guard until it has been retired. To present the colors, Watertown American Legion Post 17. And now to perform our national anthem, the Glacial Lakes Harmonizers.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red by it proved through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the brave and the home of the brave.
Thank you. And folks, let's hear it one more time for Glacial Lakes Harmonizers.
And welcome back to the booth where you have Cam Corey and Brett Scott for today's action between the number 2 seed coming into the tournament is Yankton Post 12 and the number 8 seed, which is Rapid City Post 302. Both of these teams are 2-1 in this tournament, and both have proven that they can bounce back. Yankton they've played 19 innings, Brett, in the last 2 days.
Yep, and 2 extra inning games back to back. They had a 8-0 loss to Harrisburg in the first round, and then 2 extra inning games where they were determination and grit. They pulled through it, and kind of expect to see the same type of game today.
Yeah, I think so. So let's talk about the journey that Post 320 has, up to this point. What's their journey been?
Well, they stunned Rapid City Post 22 in the first game. Rapid City 320 is the 8th seed. 22 is the number 1 seed. They had a 4-1 win. That was unexpected, kind of a shocker. And then after that, they blanked Renner with a 6-0 game behind Nolan Williamson's dominant pitching performance.
Yeah, he pitched fantastic in that game.
And then in round 3, they lost to Harrisburg 6-5. That was last night's final game, and that was a battle, 6-5, you know. And they got a very strong effort out of Nolan Wald.
And Noah Wald pitching last night, and we'll see him at shortstop here tonight. This is an elimination game. As we mentioned, both teams are 2-1. What about Yankton Post 12? What have they done to get here today in this, fourth day of competition?
Fourth day of competition. I guess what I expect out of them is extra inning game. That's just what, it's what they do.
Yeah, that's what they do.
They opened the first round with, like I said, an 8-0 loss to Harrisburg, and then they battled that game against Pierre with a walk-off 3-2. Beck Reichen drove in all 3 games all 3 runs that game, and then he also had a dominant pitching performance where he went 8 2/3 innings. And then yesterday, they outlasted the Renner Royals in another extra inning game that went 10 innings, and that was a back-and-forth 5-4 game.
So there's been some really good baseball. These two teams, we'll talk about them. They did have a matchup earlier in the year. We'll talk about how they transpired in just a bit. But the first pitch has happened, and Mark Cathell, he's on the mound for Yankton. He did pitch in that first game, and he is facing off against the leadoff batter for Rapid City Post 320 in Jonah Blake. Jonah Blake is hitting .333 on the year. One ball, one strike count. Cathell delivers, pops up. We'll see Goki's underneath it, calling for it, and makes the catch.
And you're right, Cathell started that first game to open the tournament against Harrisburg.
He went 3 innings in that Harrisburg game, pitched 59 pitches, gave up 2 runs, 2 were earned, had 2 strikeouts, and walked 2 batters. But at only 59 pitches, he's able to come back here in this elimination game, and arguably he's Yankton's ace on the mound, and he does have 1 out now to start off this game. Aiden Bird is at the plate for Rapid City Post 320 Stars.
Aiden Bird's been a phenomenal on-base guy, hitter for Rapid City Post 320 this year, batting .412 with an on-base of over 500.
Yeah, that you can't complain about that. But he does go down on strikes, so Cathell coming out here in this first inning, and he's throwing hard, and he's hitting the strike zone. Aiden Bird goes down on strikes. That'll bring up Tegan Sales for Rapid City Post 320. Sales with a deep fly ball. That's going to be a gapper in the middle. Tate Bestie goes and picks that up to keep that to a single. Good hitting by Tegan Sales to get the first hit of the ball game. Sales a .387 hitter, good middle of the lineup hitter. That's going to bring up Colton Melhoff. He wears number 2.
Now the battle becomes Cathell trying to keep Sales close to the base. Sales has 27 stolen bases on the year. And Gavin Johnson, the catcher for Yankton.
Hit, going to right field. Long run, and down to one knee is Cirk, and Cirk, the right fielder for Yankton, makes the catch. 1 hit, no runs. You're watching Post 17 TV.
The best way to get the most out of college is to do the most while you're in it. At Lake Area Tech, you'll learn in living, working environments with hands-on training and real-world experience to prepare for a high-paying career you love right out of school. From the moment you step on campus until you're one of our graduate success stories, when you start something here, you'll get an education you can really put to work and the best return on your investment. Lake Area Tech, the start of something new.
At Active Heating, you could say we specialize in comfort, heating and air conditioning, plumbing, air and water quality. Active Heating is ready. Too hot or too cold? Our certified comfort experts for Coleman Heating and Cooling equipment can help. Don't let a leak drain your bank account. Our plumbers can handle it. Improve your air and water quality with an air purifier and reverse osmosis system from Active Heating, your local Coleman dealer. Active Heating of Watertown and Brookings, your comfort experts.
Looking for a way to show your school spirit and support the Watertown School District? With the Aero Spirit card from American Bank and Trust, you can do both. Every time you use your Aero Spirit debit card, a portion of your purchase goes right back to the school, helping fund important programs and activities. It's a win for you and a big win for our students. Visit your local American Bank and Trust at 1715 First Avenue Northeast today to sign up and make a difference with every swipe. American Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
And welcome back to the Watertown Stadium after the top of the first inning. Mark Cathell on the mound for Yankton. Faces the first four batters and gives up one hit, no runs. There were no Yankton errors and one were left on base. In the bottom half, we're going to see Elijah Ballard. He wears number 25 for the Rapid City Stars, and I can tell you we're out here in left field and about the 50-yard line of what was the old football field. I can't see their numbers here. The numbers are kind of in white, I think, on the white uniform, and so from my distance here, it is really hard to see their uniform numbers. But Elijah Ballard, he's pitched 22 innings on the year, and you know, he sometimes struggles with that command. And as I say that, he starts the game with strike number one. He is the left-hander. Sam Goki, a .351 batting average for Yankton. And Goki's had a nice tournament. He plays a really, really strong third base. We've seen him get his team out of some jams here in this tournament. 1 ball, 2 strikes as Goki watches that one go over the plate. Ballard looking for his first strikeout. Delivers down in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Like you said about Ballard, he's got more walks on the season than he does strikeouts, which is a little unusual. So what they're looking for out of him today is command and not putting free passes on the base.
Goki hits that to shortstop. From his seat is Wold, and Wold with a huge arm. What a play.
Play from his rear end.
Wow. He slipped, was down, sitting down, and made that play. And we see that right here in the replay. He loses his footing, and from his seat makes the throw to get Goki. What a fantastic play, and a great stretch by Speed over there as well on first base to make that happen.
That brings to the plate Matthew Sheldon, Yankton's DH today.
Ballard delivers. Breaking ball and gets his first strikeout on a swing and a miss. 2 down for Rapid City. Oh, is there a drop third strike?
Well, I think a little confusion even amongst the umpires.
We're going to see maybe a conversation here. And we're going to see post 320's coach come out, have a conversation, but that's got to be the answer. Was a third strike, and it was in the dirt. And so that's what's happening is the pitch was in the dirt, which allowed him to take advance, and 320 was going around the horn and lost the throw on the horn, which went out into left field, allowing Sheldon to get on base. So weird play.
I've seen a lot of goofy ones. That one might be a first where he makes it to first on when they're throwing it around the horn.
Yeah. So bring up Easton Feeser for Yankton. Feeser, the first baseman. Lefty versus lefty. He delivers. It's low. 2 balls, no strikes. We have 75 degrees, partly cloudy here in the Watertown Stadium. Nice swift breeze coming in from center field. Good pitch by Ballard. Two balls, 1 strike. Ballard takes a look at Sheldon, now delivers. Swing and a miss.
Lost
and
his
we see
bat on that.
Feeser lose his bat.
I've seen that a couple times this week.
Pine tar, need to put on a little bit more.
Yeah, that's more common with the wood bats than it is with aluminum or composite bats these days. With the
well, those grips are really, they're pretty good now on the on these bats. And there is a strike 3, backwards K for Feeser. Second out of the inning. Matthew Sheldon for Yankton remains on first base. Gavin Johnson comes to the plate for Yankton. Gavin Johnson, a phenomenal catcher, just having himself a great tournament behind the plate. He does bat .302 on the year. Watches that one come in for a ball. Hits a fly ball about 44% of the time. Not a really committed swing there, but it is a swing, and that will go down in the books for 1 strike. And on a swing and a miss, 1 ball, 1 strike to Gavin Johnson. Ballard with the pitch. It's going to be just high and outside.
looks like Yankton's trying to be patient, but actually Ballard has done a good job throwing strikes so far.
He has been commanding the strike zone here in the bottom half of the second inning. As we say that, he works the count to 3 balls, 1 strike to Yankton's catcher. Pitches in, swing, line drive into the gap. No, we see Jet Peterson. He put on the Jets, goes over, grabs that one for the out. No runs on no hits. There are, well, no errors and 1 left on base. You're watching Post 17 TV.
In town for the game or just passing through? Well, swing by Country Road Barn, home of the area's best smoked meats, brisket, ribs, pulled pork, all slow smoked to perfection and served with that small town charm. They're open Wednesday through Friday, 5 until 9 p.m., so plan your visit and bring your appetite. It's a true taste of small town South Dakota and worth every mile. The Country Road Barn, just minutes from Watertown and a home run for your hunger. Stay connected with them on their Facebook page or website.
As one of the nation's strongest financial organizations, First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card have the strength to do good. We support nearly 700 organizations and nonprofits. Our employees give more than 30,000 volunteer hours annually. And we are continually seeking ways to make South Dakota an even better place to live. It's the Premier way. First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card.
Welcome back to Post 17 TV, produced by the crew from Arrow TV. Also a partnership with KXLG Radio of Watertown, South Dakota, your live and local radio station. So after one, this score is 0-0. We'll see Mark Cathell come back onto the mound. Now, these two teams, Brett, have played a doubleheader earlier. I believe it was on June 11th when they played. And the first game, I believe Rapid City won that one by 1 run. And then in the doubleheader, Yankton won by 1 run. And both of them were low-scoring affairs, if I remember right.
You're correct. The first game that Rapid won was 4-3. And then when Yankton came back, it was 2-1. So both 1-run games. So kind of especially what we expect out of Yankton.
Yeah. So this game, we expect this game to be close as well. I mean, both pitchers so far pitching very well here in the early going. Max Speed is up to the plate for Rapid City post 320.
Max Speed for Rapid he's their powerhouse. 7 home runs, 62 RBIs on the year.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's batting .360 on the year. So he's definitely a top-tier threat for Rapid City. Cathell delivers. Brings the count to full. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Cathell trying to get the leadoff man for Rapid City. Pitch is in, popped up. Fieser takes a run, and that is going to be into the grandstands here at the Watertown Stadium. So we'll do this again. The ace for Yankton, Cathell, on the mound versus the power hitter for Rapid City post 320s. Stars of Max Speed. Cathell delivers, swing, going to right field. Cirque is there, calls it, and picks up the can of corn for out number 1 here in the top of the first inning, or second inning, excuse me.
With the wind blowing in today, do you think that'll have any effect on the game?
You know, it is breezy and it is gusty. If we look at, the flag out in center field doesn't show up, but the flag's behind us. They're blowing pretty stiff. I think there's a pretty good breeze coming in from that center field, right field area. That could affect some of that drift of the ball.
Jet Peterson now batting for Rapid. He's their center fielder.
One ball, 1 strike to Rapid City's Jet Peterson. Cathell with the pitch. That is a pop-up to, it looks like second base, where Wishan is there. He calls that and makes the catch. Owen Michon has been, I don't want to jinx him, but very sure-handed. If we give out tournament golden gloves, he would definitely be in the conversation. Noah Wald up for Rapid City. He is the shortstop that made that phenomenal play as he was sliding down and threw it from a seated position to get Sam Goki at first base.
And while I haven't seen every play in this state tournament, I'm giving that one the best play of the
That was a good
week.
play.
I didn't think he had a chance or the arm strength.
Yeah, not after he slipped. No.
Not from his.
And that was a fairly deep
backside.
shortstop position that he slipped as well. So he is down 0-2. Cathell with the delivery. Pops
Wald is
that
also
up and out.
one of the younger players in the tournament. He's going to be a sophomore.
Wow. Yeah, that is one of the younger players. There's a couple of them in this tournament, but not too many. Most have graduated, and he is going to get a hit. Nobody at second, but smartly Tate Bestie just picks it up and runs into second to stop Wold from getting an extra base. That'll bring up Max Schoenhardt, the designated hitter for Rapid City. He is a left-hander.
Max is batting .312 on the season.
He's got some speed as well, which you saw him maybe slap bunt. Look, maybe show that a little bit right there.
Yeah, he definitely didn't commit too early on that one, so he might be trying to bunt for a hit.
Did pull it back, called ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wold is on first. Cathell looks at him, now delivers, and that is high. This is the second appearance in this tournament for Mark Cathell, the ace for Yankton. Swing and a miss.
So what is his limit of pitches today after pitching on Tuesday?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look at that.
I put you on the spot there.
You did. You did. He had 59 pitches, which gives you 2 days, I think 2 days rest. So he might be able to go. You know, if you pitch 105, then you need 4 days rest. But you can only come in twice in a tournament, and he's off. Strike out. Schoenhardt goes down on strikes for the 3rd out. You're watching Post 17 TV.
Glacier Lakes Power Sports and Golf is your indoor golf destination in Watertown, South Dakota. We have 4 golf simulators available to rent 7 days a week. Call us at 605-954-4080 to reserve your time, or visit our website at glpowersports.com.
Infinity Fun is the place to be. They got trampolines, they got bowling, they got mini golf, they got games, they got food that's insanely good. Infinity Fun, they got trampolines, they got bowling, they got mini golf, they got games, they got food that's insanely good. Infinity Fun.
Open 7 days a week in Watertown.
Your starting lineup for KXLG Radio. Leading off at the front desk, Lori Kane. On the air, your power hitters: Jeremy Herbold, Ben Dilla, Jan Robson, Tim Williams, Gary Weckworth, Robin Givens, Doreen Foster, and Jaden Thomas. If it's news, Steve Jurens hits it out of the park. In sales, your closers: Andy Turback, Ben Dilla, Nicole Kraus, and Brody Reese. And skipper, Melissa Herbold. KXLG, your locally owned community radio station, still undefeated.
Looking for family fun all in one place? The Come Out's Legends. Tee off on.
We are in the bottom of the 2nd inning. The score is 0-0, and we will see Elijah Ballard going to work for the 2nd inning. Elijah Ballard, you know, has a whip over 2, so that if you know that from Yankton, as a coach, wouldn't you want to be a little bit patient, knowing that, hey, he's putting either, you know, people are hitting him or he's walking. He's getting 2 runners on base nearly every inning. We haven't seen that yet today.
No, and I think Yankton might have come out trying to be patient, but I think Ballard did a good job throwing strikes that 1st inning and forcing Yankton to swing the bat. Yeah,
that's probably true. He set the tone. Ballard, the left-hander, delivers. That is inside for a strike, right on that inside corner. Does put Beck Reichen down, 0-2 in the count. He goes down and gets that one. But Wold Just a couple steps over, makes the catch for out number 1. Owen Wishon, the second baseman. Owen Wishon's favorite player, Bryce Harper.
And he's one of several current Yankton players that are going to move on to play for the Mount Marty Lancers next year, playing baseball.
Yeah, going to stay right at home there at and go up to the Mount is what they call that. Play some baseball. It's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And I think I mentioned it on the first day. Yankton, one of my favorite ballparks to sit and watch a ball game at.
That's a beautiful ballpark. They are a turf field. Reichen pops that one high in the air. Blake goes over, puts a glove on it, and gets out number 2 on the foul ball pop-up. Brings up the center fielder, Tate Bestie. Bestie, we've seen him play center. We've seen him play short. He's pitched. Yesterday, he had a nice game on the mound for Yankton.
And he actually got the win the first day by throwing a third of an inning.
He did in the 9th inning. Ballard delivers down in the dirt. Three and 0. Likely going to see Bestie watch one here. Make Ballard throw a strike. He delivers, and that is high for a 4-pitch walk.
And I think that's what Yankton wants to do. They want to work deep into the count, make Ballard throw a lot of pitches, and he's had some control problems, so I think that's what they're going to continue to try here.
Ballard looks over to Bestie, now delivers in the dirt. And looks like might have caught Blake just for a minute. They're going to give him a minute to catch his breath. You know, as we look at the pitch count rules, he has sat his days of rest now, and we've gotten some clarification from somebody who definitely knows the pitching rules, right? And now Cathal can go full allotment of pitches to 105, which would be his daily amount of pitches. So that's the daily limit, unless he goes over that pitch count in the same at bat. He could finish that batter out. So that should benefit Yankton having their best pitcher on the mound here in day 4 of this competition. They're giving the catcher for Rapid City, Jonah Blake, a little extra time, as that pitch did catch him in an uncomfortable spot. Looks like he's ready to go.
And Yankton has Trey Sager up to bat. He's their left fielder.
Bestie does have 9 stolen bases on the year, so he is a threat on the base paths. Ballard looks at him, now delivers, and that is in for a strike. Swing and a miss. There are 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Trey Sager, the left fielder for Yankton, trying to get on base and move Tate Bestie around the base paths. See if Ballard has something to say about that. Delivers, and that is down for a strike. Good pitch by Elijah Ballard. So after 2, there are no hits, no runs, no errors, 1 left on base. You're watching Post 17 TV.
Looking for family fun all in one place? The Come Out's Legends. Tee off on their mini golf course. Race your crew in go-karts. And strike up some laughs with mini bowling. Kids love the arcade. And parents, they've got you covered with cold beer and amazing food. And don't forget the cherry on top, SDSU ice cream. It's all happening at Legends, where fun meets flavor. Highway 212, Watertown. Mack Landscaping and Lawn Irrigation was started in 1983 and has developed into the top landscape and lawn irrigation business in the area. And it's not hard to see why. Just take a look at some of the work they've done. No job is too big or too small. Give Shane Mack a call at 605-880-6001 for landscaping, or Wyatt Mack at 605-880-0300 for lawn irrigation or lighting.
They say there's no guarantees in life. But who's they? And do they have Midco Internet? Now there's a guarantee. So let's go. Let's go reliable. Let's go resilient. Let's go beyond.
And welcome back to Game Action, where we have Ethan Wilson up to bat. He's the left fielder for Rapid City. Mark Cathell on the mound. Ethan Wilson, he's a 278 average hitter, but does put up some smart at bats. He's a average contact, but puts a strong on-base percentage, which makes him that intelligent batter and able to see the ball well.
Yeah, kind of an ideal number 9 hitter.
Pop up to Reichen. Reichen makes the catch. For out number 1 here in the top of the 3rd inning. Jonah Blake, the catcher, up for Rapid City. He popped out to 3rd base last inning.
Not something you see in a lot of lineups. Your catcher is your leadoff hitter.
Best athletes on the field. You're not going to disagree with me on that?
I can't right now.
All right, I win then. Ball 1 to
the games we've done, the catchers have been outstanding, so I can't.
That is true. They have been.
I can't even disagree with you.
2 balls, no strikes.
Although maybe I could go with, Beck Reichen maybe for Yankton. His athletic ability has kind of shown through in this tournament.
That'd be a good argument. Swing and fouls back. 2 balls, 1 strike to Jonah Blake. Jonah Blake does have the ability to get gappers and extra base hits. Right now the count is evened up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitches in, and
Yankton fans definitely wanted that.
They wanted that one. And they're letting the home plate umpire know their disagreement. Count is full. Cathell goes to work. Pitches. Pops this up to left field. Long run.
Good hustle.
Great catch. Sliding. Making that catch is Trey Sager right in front of us. Well done by Trey Sager.
Yeah, that ball was well into foul territory, and he hustled the whole way and made a sliding catch.
And we talk about that here at the Watertown Stadium. There is a lot of foul territory down the left field line. In most ballparks, that's probably in the seats. Pop up by Bird. Going to center field, and you see the confidence that the Yankton players had in Bestie. They just started running off the field. Bestie's alone out there, and he gets the third out. After the third, there are no runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. You're watching Post 17 TV.
Midwest Foam and Coatings LLC is a family-owned and operated full-service insulation company specializing in spray foam application and energy efficiency. They offer all types of insulation like spray foam, blown-in cellulose, blown-in fiberglass, and fiberglass bats. Midwest Foam and Coatings also does insulation removal along with specialty coating that can restore rubber and metal roof systems. Visit their website for more information at mwfoam.com. Good luck to the Watertown Post 17 baseball team from Midwest Foam and Coatings.
Between working on our farm and being a surgical nurse here at Prairie Lakes for 43 years, my shoulders have been through a lot. I needed a different kind of surgery. It's called a reverse total shoulder replacement. Different shoulders are different. With surgeons like Dr. Johnston here in Watertown, I didn't need a different city, just a different plan.
Prairie Lakes Healthcare System. Your health, our mission.
In the heart of South Dakota, where community and traditions thrive, ReliaBank has been a trusted presence for over a century. From our humble beginnings in 1920, we've grown alongside our communities, committed to financial success and community betterment. At ReliaBank, hometown customer service isn't just a promise, it's our legacy. Your success is our success, so let's keep growing together. Today, tomorrow, and for the next 100 years. Experience banking where hometown values still matter.
To start off the bottom of the third, Evan Sirk, the right fielder, up to bat. He's batting .338 on the year, lefty versus lefty. Ballard comes out for his third inning of work. Delivers. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And Sirk is one of those patient hitters at the plate with over a .500 on-base percentage.
It's down in the dirt for ball 2. Ballard has pitched 34 pitches in this ball game. That one's high for 3 ball, 1 strike count. Sirk is the leadoff batter in this inning. And Sirk heads to first base on the walk. Evan Sirk plans to attend SDSU and study human biology. Sirk is a threat to steal. He has 16 stolen bases on the year. That will put some pressure on Elijah Ballard, the pitcher for Rapid City. You could see Sam Goki. Looked like he showed bunt, pulled it back. It was called a ball. Here in the third inning, is Yankton going to play some small ball? We'll see what happens. Second pitch. Looked like it nearly clipped Goki.
But it was called a strike, and Yankton has done a good job sacrificing runners over in this tournament.
1 ball, 1 strike. Goki offers, called a strike, but Sirk does get the stolen base.
Yeah, he swiped that easily.
He wouldn't have. Wouldn't have even need to offer it the bunt there. So 1 ball, 2 strike count to Sam Goki.
I think Cirque was just going on first movement there and got a great jump.
He is the stolen base leader, I believe, for Yankton. So definitely a threat on the base paths. Right here, just put something on the grass on behind the runner. That would move Cirque over into third base. Goki. It's a hit to third base, and Sales picks it up, makes the throw to third, but the speedy Cirque watches the throw, takes off, and gets to third base easily. So he is now on third with 1 out. So Goki does his job, brings up Matthew Sheldon. Sheldon batting .389 on the year.
And I think with Cirque's speed, if Sheldon gets something in the air to the outfield, a good chance to tag up and score a run here for Yankton.
Sheldon does hit the fly ball about 31% of the time. That one's down in the dirt. Sheldon's favorite player, now a Philadelphia Philly in Johan Duran. He was traded from the Twins yesterday. Made a lot of people, a lot of Twins fans happy with that trade, I think. Okay, a little tongue-in-cheek there. Well, Sheldon with the walk.
It almost seemed like Twins traded a third of their roster yesterday.
Now runners on the corners, and we're going to see the manager for Rapid City Post 320 come out and talk to Elijah Ballard. There is 1 out. The speedy Cirque on Evan Cirque on third, and Matthew Sheldon on second. So we'll talk a little strategy, calm Elijah Allard down. This has really been Elijah Allard. He hasn't given up a hit yet in this game. So, you know, we knew coming into this game that he has at times had some difficulty throwing strikes, but in this game he has dialed it in, and really the focus has been there. And I think that's what you're going to come out and have a conversation with. Just throw strikes. Your team is behind you. They're playing good defense.
Yes, I agree. You know, until this inning, he has had control of the zone. And, you know, Yankton, quite frankly, has struggled with his curveball and swung at several pitches in the dirt. So, you know, if the catcher doesn't do his job and block the ball, there's a chance to score a run there. We have one of the, I think, the leading RBI guy for Yankton up to bat right now. So good chance to score some runs here.
Does bring up Easton Fieser. He did strike out last time at the plate. This is 5 straight balls. I'm sure Fieser is going to look to be patient. Maybe even wait to see a strike. Ball 2. And now you see the frustration on Ballard. He's kind of rolled his shoulders a little bit. Needs to maybe just take a breath, refocus, get back into that rhythm. Pitches in, and ball 3. And that's what Ballard's doing now, just takes a little bit of a walk. We're seeing Rapid City's going to send couple of pitchers, it looks like, to the bullpen.
Looks like they got Seth Lefebvre jumping up to get some throws in. They just walked Feezer.
Feezer does walk, so we've seen 8 straight balls. That will juice the bases for the number 4 hitter of Gavin Johnson, the catcher.
Post 320s are going to play their corner infielders in. And their middle infield will stay at double play depth. But good situation here for Yankton with their 4 hitter up to the bat.
That was a strike. So Johnson watched a strike. Ballard looking, trying to get a swing. Tough situation. Not sure about that pitch selection there when you're struggling with the strike zone to try and get that swing and a miss on the second pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike to Gavin Johnson. Allard working. Johnson with the base hit. That's going to score 1, and they're going to hold Sheldon at second. So RBI single by Gavin Johnson.
He didn't get much of it. Looked like it was off the end of the bat, but he did get it out into left field for a hit and RBI.
That is the first hit of the game given up by Elijah Ballard. This will keep the bases loaded for Yankton and bring up Beck Reichen. Beck Reichen has had a very good tournament at the plate, well, in the field as well. He's looking to add to his RBI total in this tournament. Pitches up, shoulder height. Beck Reichen does hit at 286 average, and that gets by Blake. They're going to be a play at the plate. No, it rolls all the way to the backstop, and Matthew Sheldon gets in on the, I don't know, pass ball likely is what they'll score that. That will move the other runners up. Feezer now on third. Gavin Johnson on second.
And you can see the frustration on Ballard. He was with that pitch and getting away from the catcher. And count moving to 3-0.
We are seeing the right-hander in the bullpen. And you did mention him, Seth Lefebvre. So Beck Reichen walks. The 4th walk of this inning.
We're going to have a mound visit here.
Well, this is the 2nd mound visit, so under baseball rules, he is required to make a pitching change now. So this will bring in Seth Lefebvre. Seth Lefebvre wearing number 12 for the Rapid City Post 320 Stars. Seth Lefebvre has pitched 24 innings on the year. Does have 1 win and an ERA of 2.625. One of the things that Lefebvre has been really strong in this year is in the middle stints of games. He's been a strong reliever in short stints. Solid ERA. He's given walked only 20 batters, so his whip is 1.917. Not really a strikeout pitcher, more of a pitch to contact pitcher, but does throw strikes. So Seth Lefebvre will relieve Elijah Ballard, who up until this inning, really the first 2 innings, he saw 4 batters in the first inning, 4 batters in the second inning, 3 strikeouts for him, even though one of those strikeouts was a drop third strike that did put Matthew Sheldon on base. But this inning, the walks definitely hurt him with 4 walks this inning and one hit.
Yeah, he definitely struggled coming out for this 3rd inning, and now we bring Lefebvre in, hoping to get out of this jam.
Lefebvre's going to face Owen Wishon. Owen Wishon, not the greatest batting average on the season. Does get on base about, at a 337 clip. First pitch is in for a strike to Wishon.
But I think Yankton's still going to be patient here. Yankton didn't like that call. He thought it was a little low coming in.
0-2. Wishon looking to battle here. Pitches in, fouls that back. Yankton up 2-0. We're going to see home plate umpire is going to talk to Lefebvre. Lefebvre's still in the stretch, just kind of looking at him. Not sure what he's having a conversation with him about. Conversation was had. Yankton's coach comes over, wants an explanation. Gets his explanation and seems to be content with that. Goes back to the 3rd base coaching box. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Owen Wishon. That's down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pressure situation for Seth Lefebvre. And strike 3, got him looking. Good pitch. And that is 2 down.
Big out for Rapid there.
That'll move the defenders, the infield for Rapid City, back to their normal positions. Force out on every base, bringing up Tate Bestie. Tate Bestie walked last time at the plate. Pitches in, and strike 1. So Lefebvre doing his job, coming in, throwing strikes. Ground ball past a diving Sales. That's going to score 1. They've got to play at the plate.
Gets past the catcher.
Johnson goes in. That's going to send in Beck Reichen to score as well. So a strong ground ball by Tate Bestie. Tate Bestie will be credited likely with a double, and then there'll be the air.
Excellent hustle by Reichen, though, and heads-up play by him to score on that pass, or that overthrow.
So that will score Easton Fieser, Gavin Johnson, and Beck Reichen, and puts Tate Bestie on third base on the air. Long drive to center field. Peterson's there to get the third out of the inning. 5 runs on 2 hits. There's 1 error and 1 left on base. You're watching Post 17 TV.
Good of luck to the Watertown Post 17 baseball team from Tony Arnold Construction. If you're looking for a general contractor for custom homes in and around the Watertown area or are in need of residential, commercial home, and commercial home remodeling, give Tony Arnold Construction a call at 605-880-8497 or email TonyArnoldConstruction@gmail.com. Good luck to the Watertown Post 17 baseball team from Tony Arnold Construction.
Baseball fans, stop into the Wheel Inn for some home-cooked food. Open 7 days a week, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner with the best staff in town. Plus, online ordering is available. Visit WatertownWheelIn.com to order your favorites. Come to the Wheel Inn before or after the game for your home-cooked favorites. Open daily, 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Highway 20 in Watertown. Good luck to the Watertown Arrows in the State A Legion Tournament from the staff at the Wheel Inn.
And we're back for the top half of the fourth inning. It was a big bottom of the third for Yankton as they plated 5 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 Rapid City error. Mark Cathell remains on the mound for Yankton. Rapid City has a lot of work to do here. Down 5 in the top of the fourth. They're going to bring up Tegan Sales. He'll be the leadoff. Colton Melhoff on deck, and Max Speed in the hole. There's a conversation happening. They looking at fences or gates, something going on over there along the right field line. Looks like they've got that all cleaned up. Cathell with the pitch. That's in for a strike. Mark Cathell has pitched 3 complete innings, given up 2 hits, no runs, has not walked a batter, and has struck out 2.
You know, Tegan Sales, he's not doesn't look like a big kid, but he does have a little pop in his bat.
Cathell in the windup. He's ready, delivers. Sales swings, goes down and out of play. The left field line. Sales does have 1 home run on the year, and he's what they call having elite contact. Does not strike out very often. Puts that one in play. Lazy fly ball, deep fly ball, however, to Sager of Yankton. Sager puts that away for out number 1 in the top of the fourth.
That brings up Colton Melhoff, second baseman for Rapid City.
Melhoff has 34 RBIs on the year. Bats .340. Swings, pops that out of play. Mark Cathell, he did pitch in the first game of this tournament, where he went 3 innings, gave up 2 runs, walked 2. Now coming back here on the 4th day of competition with a clean pitch count and pitching very well so far in the top of the 4th. That is batted foul in the right field line. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes to Colton Melhoff. down and low. Evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rapid City has another pitcher in the bullpen. Looks like it's
Ballard.
Yeah, it's Ballard back in the bullpen doing some throwing. 3 balls, 2 strike. Count is full to Colton Melhoff. He might just be stretching out his arm. Not sure exactly what's going on there. Fly ball to right field, down for a hit. Does get past Cirque, but Bestie there to back him up. And that will be a single for Colton Melhoff. Brings up Max Speed.
Max Speed is a power hitter for Rapid City, despite the name.
Power hitter, not the stolen base threat. We saw yesterday, in yesterday's game, he went after a foul ball. He's the first baseman for Rapid City, and he was max effort speed right into the chain link fence, making the catch, but he hit his head pretty hard.
Looks like he got jammed on that pitch.
Good play by Yankton. Fieser comes off, fields the ground ball, and flips it to Cathell, who's runs to first base and gets max speed for the second out of the inning. Brings up Jet Peterson, the center fielder.
Check 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. Check.
Colton Melhoff did move up to second. Jet Peterson wears number 14. That's up. With Sean underneath it, Campen underneath, makes the catch. Jet Peterson goes down. Goes down for the third out of the top of the fourth. So after here in the top of the fourth, there is no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We're going to turn it over to KXLG's Jeremy Herbold for an Inside the Game.
All right, hi, Jeremy here with KXLG's Inside the Game here at the 2025 State A American Legion Baseball Tournament. We're talking with Noah Wald's grandpa from Rapid City Post number 320. What's your name, sir?
Chuck Wald.
All right, well, I've gotten to know you a little bit over the past few days, and how's the tournament been going?
You know, it's been fun. It's been awesome. First of all, these boys worked hard to get her. Every team worked hard to get her, so it's been good. It's been good baseball, and it's been a lot of fun.
Absolutely, and you're very proud of your grandson, aren't you?
Yeah, I sure am. When you got somebody like that out there playing his heart out, and he's got great teammates that help him out, and I think the whole team is kind of meshed in. They've really got to know each other, and really been awesome to see that.
Absolutely. Post 320 surprised a lot of people this week, didn't they?
Yeah, they sure did. They surprised. They went down to Sioux Falls and beat East 2 games to get here, and even that surprised everybody. So they've been playing hard, and they're really, really starting to mesh.
Absolutely. And one quick thing, Noah is only going to be a sophomore, right?
That's correct.
Quarterback at St. Thomas More?
Yep, he plays quarterback for St. Thomas More, and
thanks to Jeremy Herbold for that
best linemen,
inside
offense and defensive on the football team.
Sounds good. Thank you much, sir. Good to get to know you, and enjoy your rest of your Saturday.
Yeah, thanks for this.
Appreciate it. That's KXLG's Inside the Game. I'm Jeremy Herbold.
And special thanks to Jeremy Herbold for that Inside the Game interview as we see the left fielder Wilson come over in foul territory. He was under it, he had it in his glove, and he took his eyes off it, and it popped out of his glove. So that will give a new life to Evan Sirk. Evan Sirk now with a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Lefebvre remains on the mound for Rapid City. Sirk with a line drive single, so he does make him pay to give him an extra opportunity.
Kind of seems to be how baseball works sometimes.
Yeah, it does. That'll bring up the leadoff hitter in Sam Goki. Plays third base for Yankton. Lefebvre with the pitch. One ball, 0 strikes. Evan Sirk did have a stolen base, and it was an easy swipe of the base paths last inning. Good competitive pitch by Lefebvre there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lefebvre is a strike pitcher. He's thrown 13 pitches, 9 have been strikes. This one delivers, and another strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yankton is up 5-0.
That's well hit by Goki.
That's does not go over his head.
I think the wind is holding that up than that hit there.
Goki, I'd like to see the bat speed coming off of there on the ball. But Jet Peterson runs underneath that, catches up, and gets the long out. For the first out here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Sirk is taken off.
The run, and he is in for the stolen base. 2 stolen bases in this game by Evan Sirk. He does lead Yankton. We've mentioned that in the stolen base category, I believe.
And once again, that looked easy. He stole that easily and puts Yankton to have a runner in scoring position.
That was a called strike to Matthew Sheldon. Sheldon swings.
That was a big swing on that attempt.
Yeah, 2 strikes to Sheldon. Lefebvre has 1 strikeout in relief of Elijah Ballard. One's in the dirt, dug out by Blake. Jonah Blake becoming the backstop there, keeping the ball in front of him, keeping Sirk at second base. Sheldon pops that up. Blake goes after it, follows it, and it is out. So we have a count of 1 ball, 2 strikes. There is 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Elijah Ballard's day looks like this. 2 balls, 1 strike. Gave up 1 hit, 5 runs, 4 were earned. He did walk 5 and struck out 3. Sheldon, big hit, out to center field. Jet Peterson's there, makes the catch. Sirk does not tag. So another good play by Jet Peterson out in center field. Strike is in to Easton Fieser, the first baseman of Yankton. Fieser bats .350. He is a gap threat, has 1 home run, 3 triples, 11 doubles on the year. That one's a bouncer to second. Good play by the second baseman of Melhoff to get the 3rd out of the inning. After 4, Yankton leads 5-0. You're watching Post 17 TV.
William Neal & Company would like to wish the Watertown Post 17 Legion baseball team good luck this season. Another great team for all your auditing, accounting, and tax preparation needs are the professionals at William Neal & Company, a full-service accounting firm serving the area for over 50 years. Offices located in Watertown and Clark. Give them a call today at 886-6028. That's 886-6028.
Do something to launch your future at Lake Area Tech. It's a living, working, thought-producing environment to help you level up in the workforce. Combined with hands-on training and real-world experience, you'll be ready to find a high-paying career you'll love right out of school, the way 99% of our graduates do. It's the best return on your college investment, the quickest path to your future success. Lake Area Tech, the start of something new.
Glacier Lakes Power Sports and Golf is your indoor golf destination in Watertown, South Dakota. We have 4 golf simulators available to rent 7 days a week. Call us at 605-954-4080 to reserve your time, or visit our website at glpowersports.com.
And welcome back to Post 17 TV, produced by Arrow TV and the crew behind the scenes doing a fantastic job all week long. I am Cam Corey in the booth here for this game with Brett Scott. Stay with us. Directly after this game, we'll have the KXLG postgame show, and they'll do some live interviews with their player of the game and the winning coach. Mark Cathell comes out for another inning of work in the top of the 5th inning.
I think it was big for Seth Lefebvre that last inning. He got out of that, Shirk had a leadoff single, stole second base, but he kept his composure, came back, got 3 outs, didn't give up the run. He came in at, with the bases loaded, did a good job. So hopefully maybe Rapid City can get something going with the bats now.
Yeah, he's come in, given his team a chance. Mark Cathell on the other side, he's been on the bump all afternoon.
Hasn't walked a batter yet, so he's had very good strike zone control.
The Yankton crowd was looking for strike 3 there. There is a count now of 2 balls, 2 strikes to Noah Wold, the shortstop for Rapid City. Cathell delivers, defensive swing. That's going to be picked up by Fieser over at first to get the out. Max Schoenhart is up as the DH. He'll be up next for Rapid City. He did strike out back in the 2nd inning, which was his only other plate appearance in this game.
And I think we have a pinch hitter here. I think it's number 17, Morgan Delapina. Like I said, we said earlier, it is hard to see Rapid City's number. They have a white number on a mostly white jersey.
Well, in the scouting report on Morgan Delapina is that he is a bench bat and he handles situational at-bats very well. He bats .270 on the year, has a .400 on-base percentage, but doesn't strike out. So we'll see what Delapina, if he can get his team some energy and some momentum here in this top of the 5th. Pops that one up. Fieser takes a run, takes a look. That is out of play.
Well, they're all over someone in the crowd.
Yeah, somebody in the crowd. Nice crowd here for this game as well. I would say the Yankton crowd has traveled well, and you know, so is 320's crowd. This is good. Good throw over from the shortstop position of Reichen for the out. So Delapina goes down in his plate appearance on a shortstop to Vieser at first.
Brings up the left fielder, Ethan Wilson.
He popped out to the shortstop of Reichen last time at bat. I'm glad that we have the camera views, because otherwise I would not be able to see the white numbers on these white uniforms. First pitch is in for a ball.
Yeah, I have been trying to look down onto the field and see him, and it is a struggle.
Ethan Wilson now with a
I will admit,
2-0 count.
The uniforms are sharp, though. They are sharp-looking uniforms.
Except for the white on white.
Yep.
There's a strike in there. 2 balls, 1 strike to Ethan Wilson. Ethan Wilson, a fan of the Colorado Rockies. And he is going to go play collegiately at, I believe he's going to play collegiately at Miles City Community College. Puts a bat on that one out to left field to Sager, and he is the 3rd out of the top of the 5th. So after the top of the 5, there is no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. Mark Cathel's rolling. We'll be back.
The best way to get the most out of college is to do the most while you're in it. At Lake Area Tech, you'll learn in living, working environments with hands-on training and real-world experience to prepare for a high-paying career you love right out of school. From the moment you step on campus until you're one of our graduate success stories. When you start something here, you'll get an education you can really put to work and the best return on your investment. Lake Area Tech, the start of something new.
At Active Heating, you could say we specialize in comfort, heating and air conditioning, plumbing, air and water quality. Active Heating is ready. Too hot or too cold? Our certified comfort experts for Coleman Heating and Cooling Equipment can help. Don't let a leak drain your bank account. Our plumbers can handle it. Improve your air and water quality with an air purifier and reverse osmosis system from Active Heating, your local Coleman dealer. Active Heating of Watertown and Brookings, your comfort experts.
Looking for a way to show.
Leading off for Yankton, the top of the 5th, bottom of the 5th, be the catcher Gavin Johnson.
He is 1 for 2 on the day, does have an RBI. When Yankton scored all 5 of their runs in the 3rd inning here this afternoon. Lefebvre, he is back on the mound. Lefebvre has gone 1 2/3. He's given up 2 hits and he struck out 1. But as we expected in the scouting report, he is a reliever that comes in and he's effective in those middle relief innings, throw strikes. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the catcher for Yankton and Gavin Johnson. Johnson swings, that's going to go foul. So we'll do this again with a full count.
Ball 4, walked for Gavin Johnson.
And that is going to be Lefebvre's first walk of this ball game. Lefebvre has been effective in short stints. We'll see if he can get back into the zone. Leadoff man for Yankton is on base. Pickoff attempt. Johnson's back in time. Beck Reichen up to the plate for Yankton. He is 0 for 1 on the day. Last time at bat, he did walk. Here he's bunting. Picked up by Sales. Sales going over to first and does get the out. Good bunt by Beck Reichen.
And a good play by
Sales. Sales going down the line quickly, picking that up, making the throw, and getting the speedy Reichen out. That does move Gavin Johnson into scoring position.
That brings to plate Owen Wishon. He's 0 for 2 on the day.
Sean struck out looking last time at bat. Seth Lefebvre looks at Johnson at second. Now he delivers. And that's down for a ball. Sales, the third baseman who made that play, is going on to play collegiately at Bethel University. So he'll continue his baseball playing days. These post 320 players have several players on their roster that's going on to play collegiately. Lefebvre looks in, delivers, foul ball. One ball, 2 strikes to Wishon. Pitches in, and that's going to be high for ball 2. Rapid City does have someone in the bullpen. Looks like that is Kaysen Kostenbauer in the bullpen for Rapid City. It's down and low. The count is full. Wishon has worked this count to a full count. Gavin Johnson on second base. Lefebvre's got his sign. He delivers. It's popped up to center field. And no tag. So again, they are not testing the arm of Jet Peterson. There's been a couple of hits out to center field. He's gotten under it, made the catch, set himself up well, and even when Cirque was on second base, Cirque did not test that arm of Jet Peterson. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Tate Bestie at the plate. Last time he drove in 2 runs with that hit down the third baseline. He's got a runner in scoring position here.
That's called a ball. Yankton does lead this ball game 5-0. This is an elimination game. The winner of this game does continue their season and will continue play tomorrow here at the Watertown Stadium for day 5 of the South Dakota State A American Legion tournament, the 100th playing. Just foul, so Tate Bestie just about had a repeat of his last inning hit, which went by a diving Sales at third base. You could see Sales going out and saying, it was right here. He saw it. It was just foul. Sees the ball divot. Now Sales going over to guard the line. Bestie is seeing the ball well off of Lefebvre. Pitches in, and that's up for a ball. Count is 2-2 to Tate Bestie, the center fielder for Yankton. Bestie trying to switch spots with Gavin Johnson, who's at second. There's a swing, it's popped up. Blake goes after it, looks at it, out of play. Lefebvre trying to get out of this inning. The bottom of the fifth. Get his team back up to bat. Pitches in, swing and a miss.
Another foul ball.
Actually foul balled. Fouled it straight back.
Bestie has battled in this at bat.
This is a good battle between Lefebvre and Bestie. Ball three. Bestie has worked the count full. Lefebvre's pitched 43 pitches in this outing. Given up 2 hits, walked 1, and struck out 1. He looks at Bestie, swing. Bestie puts that into left field, and that is out of bounds. Wasn't sure how high that got, but you didn't see Wilson take off on a sprint to try and catch that and that out of bounds. So he clearly didn't feel like he could get there. Bestie, another opportunity, and he's going to walk. So good at bat by Tate Bestie.
And I think Rapid wanted the call on that one. Might have been a bit inside.
We're going to have a mound visit. In the bullpen for Rapid City is Kason Kostenbauer warming up. Thought Kostenbauer had pitched this year, or in this tournament.
That was a quick visit to the mound. Lefebvre will remain in the game.
So Gavin Johnson on second base, he walked as the leadoff batter. And now Tate Bestie on first base has also walked. That'll bring up Trey Sager, the left fielder for Yankton. Sager is 0 for 2 on the day. He has struck out and flew out to right field in his 2 plate appearances this afternoon. Lefebvre with the pitch. That's inside. 2 balls, no strikes.
I think in this situation, Sager's going to be looking for something he can drive. It's going to have to be. And with that swing, he did look like he would have driven it.
2 balls, 1 strike. Pops that one up. Fly ball to Wilson. Wilson's underneath it and makes the catch for the 3rd out in the bottom of the 5th inning. So after 5, Yankton leads Rapid City Post 320 5-0. We'll be back for the 6th inning.
Glacier Lakes Power Sports and Golf is your indoor golf destination in Watertown, South Dakota. We have 4 golf simulators available to rent 7 days a week. Call us at 605-954-4080 to reserve your time, or visit our website at glpowersports.com.
Infinity Fun is the place to be. They got trampolines, they got bowling, they got mini golf, they got games, they got food that's insanely good. Infinity Fun, they got trampolines, they got bowling, they got mini golf, they got games, they got food that's insanely good. Infinity Fun.
Open 7 days a week in Watertown.
Your your starting lineup for KXLG Radio. Leading off at the front desk, Lori Kane. On the air, your power hitters, Jeremy Herbold, Ben Dilla, Jan Robson, Tim Williams, Gary Weckworth, Robin Givens, Doreen Foster, and Jaden Thomas. If it's news, Steve Jurens hits it out of the park. In sales, your closers, Andy Turback, Ben Dilla, Nicole Kraus, and Brody Reese. And skipper, Melissa Herbold. KXLG, your locally owned community radio station, still undefeated.
Welcome back to Watertown Stadium for this elimination matchup between Yankton Post 12 and Rapid City Post 320. Big shout out to Dakota Sign and Graphics for the video board that is in the stands. They graciously donated that for use.
Yeah, that's pretty neat for the spectators. They're able to see the replays and the good plays that happen on the field. And yeah, they're able to see everything that our audience at home can see for replays. So great work by Dakota Sign and Graphics.
So the question is, can they see us?
They wouldn't. There wouldn't be anybody in the stands.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking. That's not a good
But then
deal.
What's that say for the people at home watching us?
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm not sure. And up to bat for Rapid City Post 320 is the leadoff of Jonah Blake. He is the catcher. He's 0 for 2 today. Mark Cathell out for his 6th inning of work. Cathell has pitched a fantastic ball game.
He really has up to this point. He's kind of come in, controlled the zone. You know, very few hits for Rapid.
And a hot corner does go off a Goki, can't handle it. Keeps it in front of him though, but that is going to be a base hit, I believe, is how that'll be scored.
Yeah, I definitely think that should be scored a base hit. That's a tough play to make over there. Brings up Aiden Bird, right fielder.
It's the first time all day that Rapid City has gotten their leadoff batter on base. Let's see if they can take advantage. One ball, one strike. Mark Cathell, as we mentioned, remains on the mound. Cathell looking over at Jonah Blake. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss by Aiden Bird. Cathell has pitched 73 pitches in this game, 48 for strikes. Down in the dirt. And no play at second. Jonah Blake is going to get second, and they will likely call that a pass ball, not a stolen base.
And we've just come to expect for Gavin Johnson to block all those and keep it in front of him.
That might be the first pass ball charged to him and we've done every game of Yankton this week and in the last 4 games.
Yeah, we've both been impressed with his play behind the plate.
And not only is it 4 games, it's a lot of innings.
Yes. Do you suppose he's icing his knees at night?
Boy, I would be. Pops up. Big run by Goki, and that's going to be out of play. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
I do think we have a replacement in left field. I think Easton Nelson has replaced Sager out in left. Nelson came in yesterday as well.
He came in as a defensive for his arm, I think, when the bases were loaded.
Yeah, I think Yankton did that twice, not only in left field, but they also did it. They pulled Cirk out of center field and put Calgary in the game in that situation.
So some strategy by Yankton that obviously paid off yesterday. They won that game, and they're here today. It's up in the air. Long run by Bestie. He gets behind it, makes the catch, and gets it in right away. And Rapid City is not going to test the arm of Tate Bestie. That's the second out, or first out of the top of the 6th.
That brings up Tegan Sales, third baseman.
387 batting average. Phenomenal hitter for Rapid City, swing. But check swing and picked up by the pitcher of Mark Cathell, fielding his position, throws over to first for the second out of this inning. They did advance Jonah Blake to third. Rapid City looking to scratch one across. They just need runners and to get on base so they can score a bunch of runs. Cathell goes back now to the windup. Colton Melhoff swings, and he's going to get a base hit off of a diving Cirque for an RBI.
Great effort on a sinking line drive.
And that is going to be scored as a single.
Cirque had it played pretty well, but just wasn't able to reel that one in. I think that's big for Rapid to get a run across here in the 6th. They just need a few more.
They do need a few more. Max speed, and looking to go a 2-out hitter, and let's get some runs with 2 outs. Melhoff on first now. That is the first run that Cathell's given up all day. Fly ball to left field. And that is the third out of the inning. Rapid City does get 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 left on base. We'll be back for the bottom of the 6th inning here at Watertown Stadium. You're watching Post 17 TV.
In town for the game or just passing through? Well, swing by Country Road Barn, home of the area's best smoked meats, brisket, ribs, pulled pork, all slow smoked to perfection and served with that small town charm. They're open Wednesday through Friday, 5 until 9 p.m., so plan your visit and bring your appetite. It's a true taste of small town South Dakota and worth every mile. The Country Road Barn, just minutes from Watertown and a home run for your hunger. Stay connected with them on their Facebook page or website.
As one of the nation's strongest financial organizations, First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card have the strength to do good. We support nearly 700 organizations and nonprofits. Our employees give more than 30,000 volunteer hours annually. And we are continually seeking ways to make South Dakota an even better place to live. It's the Premier way. First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card.
Cirque with a base hit to lead off the bottom of the 6th that went right up the middle over second base. So the lead-on batter of Evan Cirque gets on. That's his second hit on the day.
Second hit, been on base 3 times, 2 stolen bases. Pretty good day.
You know, he's the 9th batter for Yankton, but many people think the first batter and the 9th batters can be interchangeable. It's like a double leadoff. And, you know, you're seeing Yankton maybe with that mentality. Because Cirque's a good hitter and quick.
I agree, and he's kind of their stolen base threat as he goes. as I just say that, he steals second base without a throw. And he has an incredibly high on-base percentage. So I think you're right with that. That's kind of the thought process that Yankton's coaching staff has.
Yeah, I think there's some thought out there that, you put your weaker batter as the ninth hitter, but there's also a complete other side opposing argument that says, no, we put our first and ninth batters can be interchangeable for the leadoff. And, I think Yankton might take that mentality and do that with Cirk and Goki. Goki now looking to bunt. Had a bunt attempt, bunted it foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cirk on second.
We've also seen a change in lineups a little bit where a lot of teams are putting their, what you would consider their best hitter, maybe with some power, in the second slot in the batting order, as opposed to, traditionally you think of the third spot in the order.
And your second batter, I think in traditional thought was your bunting specialist. Get your lead on, bunt them over.
Guy that takes a lot of pitches if you have a base stealing threat as the leadoff guy.
3 balls, 1 strike. Yankton trying to get back that 1 run that Rapid City pushed across the plate in the top of the 6th. Cirk goes to third and safe at third on a stolen base.
And a walk for Goki. So 4 stolen bases on the day for Evan Cirk. And we haven't seen very many stolen bases all tournament, let alone 4 in one day.
Right. So runners on the corners for Rapid City, or for Yankton. Brings up big Matthew Sheldon. Sheldon, the designated hitter for Yankton in today's ball game. Pitches in, swings.
Gets past the third baseman.
Past Sales will score. Evan Cirk, the RBI single.
We've talked about this a little bit amongst ourselves.
Right, that could be, it's a hot corner, probably should have had that. Maybe that is an error.
I would agree with you. That's how I would score it, but I'm not the official scorekeeper.
See what they do score that.
Feeser squaring up to bunt and lays it down.
Sales goes after that, gets him at first. He's made 2 really good plays like that from that third base position on bunts.
So that's the first out for Yankton.
Gavin Johnson, number 22, comes back to the plate. He walked last time up, but does have a single on the day and an RBI, so he is 1 for 2. Goes to Sales.
Oh, he got him on the tag.
Tag. Not a lot that Goki could do, but good, smart play by Sales at third base. And we'll see if they got that on replay, that tag. It was really close. Wasn't sure if he had him or not. But you see him, it's close, but the umpire is right there and sees it, and no argument by the third base coach of Yankton, who's also right there.
And like you said, nothing Goki could do on that. He wasn't even that far off the base.
And the momentum of Sales, he just went with it, saw where he was at, and got the out. Now going to Lefebvre, and Lefebvre throws to first for the out. Reichen is the third out of the inning. We'll be back for the top of the 7th.
Looking for family fun all in one place? The Come Out's Legends. Tee off on their mini golf course. Race your crew in go-karts. And strike up some laughs with mini bowling. Kids love the arcade, and parents, they've got you covered with cold beer and amazing food. And don't forget the cherry on top, SDSU ice cream. It's all happening at Legends, where fun meets flavor. Highway 212, Watertown. Mack Landscaping and Lawn Irrigation was started in 1983 and has developed into the top landscape and lawn irrigation business in the area. And it's not hard to see why. Just take a look at some of the work they've done. No job is too big or too small. Give Shane Mack a call at 605-880-6001 for landscaping, or Wyatt Mack at 605-880-0300 for lawn irrigation or lighting.
They say there's no guarantees in life. But who's they? And do they have Midco Internet? Now there's a guarantee. So let's go. Let's go reliable. Let's go resilient. Let's go beyond.
And welcome back to Post 17 TV, produced by Aero TV. We are in the top of the 7th inning, and Rapid City Post 320 Stars have some work to do. This is an elimination game. They are down by 5 to Yankton. Yankton has 6 runs. Rapid City with 1. On the bump all day long has been Mark Cathell. Mark Cathell will come out for his 7th inning of work. He's given up 5 hits and has allowed 1 run, no walks, and has struck out 2. That's the big difference between these two teams today, has been in that walk category. Yankton scored 5 of their 6 runs in that 3rd inning. Jet Peterson up for Rapid City, looking to get his team a chance by getting on base. 2 balls, no strikes. Winner of this game does play tomorrow. The top 2 teams of this tournament go to the Central Region American Legion Championship Tournament. So this is a big game. Yankton, the number 2 seed. Rapid City came into this game as the number 8 seed. Line drive to Bestie. Bestie gets in it for an out. Good hard hit by Jet Peterson.
My understanding is Harrisburg is already in the championship game. They do have to play later on in the next game here, but they are still undefeated. So no matter whether they win or lose, they are in the championship game. They will be moving on.
The difference, yes, I think they will be moving on. The difference is for the championship of this tournament, if they win the next game, Harrisburg wins the next game, then whoever plays in the championship would have to defeat them twice to be champions. If they lose, it's a championship game of a series of 1.
Yes. Yeah, so if Post 22 can knock off Harrisburg tonight, Post 22 would play the winner of this game
tomorrow,
and then the winner of that game would play Harrisburg.
Yes.
If Harrisburg wins,
they have to beat.
Then they play the winner of this game tomorrow.
Yes.
And the winner of this game would have to beat them twice.
Yes. So a little complex, but we'll have that championship game right here on Post 17 TV, brought to you by Brent Nathaniel and Nate Russell. They will be calling your next game as well, and then the championship tomorrow here on Post 17 TV. Noah Wold up to bat, and he is battling tough against Mark Cathell. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. There is 1 out in the top of the 7th. That is a single, so that is the start for Rapid City, and that's going to be Noah Wold's 2nd hit on the day. His first hit went to center field. This one goes to right field. He is 2 for 3, so a good day for Noah Wold. Noah Wold will be on first base, bringing up Morgan Delapina, who was a pinch hitter in the 5th inning. Delapina did hit a grounder to the shortstop last time at bat. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mark Cathell delivers, right-hander, out of play, foul ball. The right-hander pitches, gets Delapina to offer on the breaking ball. Delapina goes down on strikes for the second out. You could feel right now the crowd of Yankton. They can feel that their team is going to continue in this tournament.
Ethan Wilson up to bat for Rapid.
0 for 2 on the day. Cathell looking to go start to finish on the mound. Cathell's pitched 97 pitches. He can pitch 105 is the daily limit. So if Wilson gets on, you'll likely see maybe one more batter, but Yankton does have somebody in the bullpen just in case, as he is getting down to his pitch count limit. 2 balls, 1 strike to Ethan Wilson. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mark Cathell with 99 pitches. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Wilson. Wilson looking to extend post 320. And he watches that one for a ball. There's a full count. Yankton crowd wanted that strike call. Just outside for a ball. Pitch popped up. Going over to right field where Feaser is, and Feaser makes the final out for his team, the Yankton Bucks.
That is a great pitching performance from Mark Cathell.
All right, stay with us. You're still live with us here on Post 17 TV. Our program feed is frozen likely, but I understand you can hear us. And we have seen some really good baseball here this afternoon, as Yankton, the number 2 seed, will continue in this tournament and play tomorrow here at the Watertown Stadium, and the Rapid City Post 320 Stars, after having a great tournament, end their tournament 2-2 and are eliminated from this State American Legion tournament. Let's talk about Mark Cathell for just a moment before we send it over to the team at KXLG for their post-game show. Mark Cathell went from start to finish, Brett, and he went all 7 innings. He gave up 6 hits, 1 run, 3 strikeouts, but here's the big thing. Not 1 walk here today.
And look how important that is. No free passes. Controlled the strike zone all day long. Rapid couldn't string anything together. So what a great pitching performance.
Yeah.
Second start of this tournament.
Mark Cathell, if we look at it, they got their leadoff batter on one time in this ball game, and Cathell stranded 5 batters all day long. So what a great pitching performance, and in addition, Yankton's defense came to play. No errors by them, I don't believe, either in this game. So just a really good played ball game for Yankton. And then we look at, Rapid City Post 320, who's now eliminated, but they just about defeated Harrisburg last night. They lost by 1 run. They did defeat the number 1 seed coming in, the Rapid City Post 22 Hard Hats, and they hadn't done that since I believe like 2009, and started off the tournament in just dramatic fashion. They came back in their second game, they won that, and then dropped the big one, or dropped one to Harrisburg by 1 run last night. And then today, Mark Cathell, because he only threw 50-some pitches in day 1, was able to come back and pitch a complete ball game here today. And you can see that the KXLG crew of Todd Judding is going to bring over Mark Cathell for the post-game show. Also looks like maybe they're going to be meeting, is that I'm not sure who their other player is.
Tate Bestie, maybe.
Kind of looks like Bestie, who they're going to be talking with as well. And so we look at that big third inning where they scored the 5 of their 6 runs. There were 4 walks in that inning, and Tate Bestie had the 2 RBI double, which was the big hit, and the team at Kick is going to talk with Tate Bestie as well. Well, this is it for Brett Scott and myself, Cam Corey. We've been with you for all 4 days. We're going to sign off and send it down to the team at KXLG and Jeremy Herbold.
We are here for the KXLG post-game show. What a game it was. Yankton 6-1 over Rapid City Post, number 320, and Yankton moves on to play on Saturday. Roger Merriam, one heck of a game, and you got a couple exciting young men right now.
Yeah, Yankton. So tell me, guys, Tate first, Tate Bestie. He's got 2 wins in this tournament. Had a big 2-run hit this game, but you guys lose your first game, so what approach did you have?
We just had the motto of one more night. We just want to spend one more night with each other, and that's what we've kept doing, kept winning. Looking forward to
Mark, you got a chance, maybe struggled a little bit the first day, or at least got off to a so-so start. So
yeah.
Let's take a chance today. And
Harrisburg's a tough team for sure, and today I just really wanted those strikes, just pound the zone, and just try to get these guys out, let the defense work, and then that's what happened.
So Tate, your folks were here. Your dad was a Legion coach. Your mom was a volleyball coach. Were you born there?
I was born here, yeah.
So how old were you when you moved?
We moved to Yankton when I was 4.
4? So you probably don't, rather than the times that you guys have come here to play here,
nope.
It's been different. But who you cheering for the second game, guys?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm not cheering for anyone.
Yeah, but if Renner wins, you guys go to Central Plains Regional as Harrisburg wins, right?
Yeah.
So that would be good, right?
Yeah. We want to earn it too. Yeah.
It don't matter. We win the whole thing. All right.
All right. Yeah, well, good job, guys. Pretty awesome. And, of course, Tate's dad, Tony, here, a longtime been in Watertown as a coach, and great guy, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He's pretty excited right now, I bet, huh?
I'm sure he is.
All right, awesome. Good job, guys. Congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow, okay? Okay, come on in, Todd and Coach. Let's go. We're going to continue the post-game show here on KXLG. Todd, right now, has the opportunity to talk with our winning coach.
Absolutely. Congratulations, first of all. A little bit of a shaky start, and all of a sudden you guys got back on track, and we're playing probably how you expected it might go a little bit, and now you're chance to get to the championship game here. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I would say that's how we expected the game to go and how we thought it would go. It's nice not to just play 7. So that's fine. I mean, we played 9 day 2, 10 day 3. I just expected we were going to play 11 here today. So, it's nice when you have Cottle. He's going to be around the zone, and we just wanted to attack those guys. They're 320 had been really patient making pitchers work. So we just told them, just go at them, just make them beat you, and it's nice to have a Mark Cottle.
Absolutely, and like I said, to me, like you said, the big thing was just pounding the strike zone, and especially with the wind like it was today, that obviously was a definite plus probably for the defensive side of the ball, and keeping it maybe a little more in the park, or maybe hoping to get more ground balls. But good job by him. Obviously, he's had some good games, and we look at it, we said, like you said, okay, well, 2 games, played extra 5 innings, so that has to wear a little bit on your pitching as well. So what are your thoughts? You talked about it. Now you're kind of back to where you hoped you might be. What are your thoughts going into tomorrow?
Yeah, we thought we would be here. I mean, that's what we did all year. We thought we would do this. We got a good team. I mean, they got good players, good team. This game, we're playing someone at 1. There's advantages and disadvantages to whoever wins this game for us. So while I may have a preference, the players were right. It doesn't really matter. You got to go out and play baseball anyway. And so we're excited to be here, and we, they're not wrong. Our goal was to win this thing, and that's what we're going to try and do.
Well, good luck to you, and thank you for stopping by, and good luck tomorrow.
All right, very good. Boy, I tell you what, a nice performance there by Yankton. And, hey, let's give Rapid City Post number 320 a lot of credit as well. They had a great run coming in as the A seed, making it all the way to Friday. But Yankton gets the victory, 6-1. Good job to both teams making it this far in the tournament. Yankton stays alive. Rapid City Post 320 goes home. We're down to 3. Next game coming up shortly. Harrisburg against Rapid City Post 22. That should be a good one here. But Roger, what are your thoughts on Yankton? Kind of like Coach said. He said, I expected this one to be 11-inning game because they had 9, 10 innings. We only play 7 normally, but they've been getting some extra innings. Not always probably a great thing when you're worried about pitching, but they've really had a tough go with that. But they've come out of it beautifully, haven't they?
Yes, they have. And, in a lot of ways, I think Ryan Neal said the last games of the season, Yankton surpassed Watertown as the number 2 seed. But so very similar teams, Watertown, Yankton. They split a doubleheader. I don't know if you would have called either one of them the favorite, but they're certainly in that mix of teams that could challenge. And that was part of their consistency all year long. And they're not dependent on one guy. And that's why Yankton, I think, has been able to bounce back in this tournament. And the funny thing is, Yankton lost the first day to Harrisburg. We lost the second day to Harrisburg. And Yankton was able to survive Renner yesterday and get another chance. We weren't able to do that against Post 320.
Sure been a fun tournament. Todd, what'd you think of that contest?
Well, like I said, it was one of those games where he kind of come in and focus, and he got he's got his pitcher going and was throwing strikes. And like I said, I think the wind plays a little bit of a factor, but you still got to put the ball in play, and guys got to still make plays. And obviously, he was excited the way his guy pitched tonight, and you advance on. That's all you want to do. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says.
Absolutely. Mark Cottle, nice job on the mound. Tate Bestie, as we talked about, great performance as well. So we're going to have another game coming up next. It's Rapid City Post 22, the 1 seed, taking on the undefeated Harrisburg team coming up here at 7 o'clock. We got a little break before we come back with that pregame show, but I tell you what, it's been fun. You still got time, if you're here in Watertown, to come out to Watertown Stadium and check out some great American Legion baseball as we celebrate the 100th anniversary of American Legion baseball in South Dakota. That's going to wrap it up for this game's postgame show. KXLG Postgame. I'm Jeremy Herbold along with Todd Judding and Roger Merriam. We'll see you in a little bit.
You've been watching coverage of the 2025 Class A American Legion Baseball Tournament on Post 17 TV. This has been a presentation of the Watertown Baseball Association in partnership with Aero TV and KXLG Radio. Like and subscribe to follow more of the purple and golds.